told was that allegedly Jay-Z and Roc Nation is behind this. Jay-Z and Roc Nation has been after Nicki for a while, especially after she released that song Bigfoot. But even long before then, there had been beef, which I did not realize. So, from what I'm being told, Jay-Z was trying to get her arrested, but of course legally. That's why they waited till she was overseas to do this to her. Roc Nation wanted to make sure that when she got arrested or apprehended for whatever, because in the industry they can get you set up with all kinds of charges. All right. It said that they wanted to make sure her husband was not with her because her husband is her protection, which we know that. Roc Nation is looking to bankrupt Nicki. And this is why there has been several stories planted about her being broke, going broke, or needing to constantly tour because she's supposed to be broke. This was absolute setup and sabotage. And if I was Nicki, I would fire my whole team. Fire the whole security team. There is a mole. Get rid of them all. There is a mole. Because now that I think about it, Roc Nation got Meg. The only competition that Nicki has is Meg. Let's keep it real. It ain't Lotto. It ain't Mocha Latte. What's the other rappers out here? There's nobody. It ain't Cardi. I know y'all wanted it to be Cardi. It ain't Cardi. She was absolutely set up. Also, Tory Lanez was supposed to sign the Roc Nation first, and the second option was Meg. See? But y'all remember when Tory Lanez's daddy said, "This is Roc Nation," we all thought he was crazy.
Nicki Minaj and Cardi B are on such bad terms right now that it feels like they're inches away from something dangerous happening. This isn't just some petty shade online anymore. The energy is chaotic, the shots are wild, and if nobody steps in, this could go left real fast. If you thought their explosive feud back in 2018 was peak drama, then get ready, because their latest clash just turned the entire internet upside down. The situation got so intense that even Katt Williams, who usually minds his own business, felt the need to step in and comment on what's going down. According to what's being said, Nicki's current outburst is tied to Cardi's album rollout and some major behind-the-scenes moves. Word on the street is that Jay-Z's Roc Nation is allegedly backing Cardi financially to push her career to the top and position her to take Nicki down. They supposedly tried this whole investment strategy with Megan first, but when that didn't give them the impact they wanted, they allegedly shifted their focus to Cardi. At least that's what Nicki is out here claiming loud and clear. What makes it even crazier is that Cardi's album didn't even outperform Nicki's in numbers. So logically, Nicki should be celebrating, right? But nope. Instead of relaxing, she's been more pressed than ever, pulling her whole family into the drama and letting the internet run wild with it. It's like she refuses to let Cardi have a single headline without jumping in. If you've been anywhere online these past few days, you've seen the mess unfold. Ever since Billboard dropped the news that Cardi's new album debuted at #1 with 200,000 first-week sales, Nicki's been on edge. Her own album, Pink Friday 2, sold way more in its first week and also debuted at #1. With no gimmicks needed. You'd expect her to flex those numbers and keep it cute, but instead she's laser focused on the fact that Cardi still managed to grab headlines despite using discounts, multiple versions, and every sales trick in the book. And as they say, misery loves company. Nicki couldn't resist and jumped online to turn the whole situation into a nasty back and forth for absolutely no reason. It's like she physically can't handle watching another woman shine without making it about her. The moment a female rapper shows a little joy, Nicki starts spiraling like clockwork, turning good news into chaos. Right after the numbers dropped, she went straight to posting this AI-edited picture of Cardi as Barney, with the caption, "ABCDEFG, rap like Barney, you still ugly." It was a straight-up jab, and Cardi wasn't about to let that slide. She hopped on Twitter ready to fire shots, dragging Nicki's husband for allegedly assaulting a 16-year-old girl, and her brother for allegedly assaulting his 12-year-old stepdaughter. Cardi wrote, "You must have missed me, huh? Now kiss my feet. Nothing more annoying than a bored bee. The power I have, make these girls come out of rehab every time. Go to your room. Coke or Barbie. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Your man have to snatch P. P tastes like honeycomb. Your bro be touching 12-year-olds. At first, Cardi assumed this would be their usual subliminal jabs, the kind of shady exchange fans expect. But Nicki wasn't playing this time. She came in swinging with full force and didn't hold back. She crossed a major line when she decided to talk about Cardi's kids, reportedly calling them ugly monkeys. She targeted culture first, then went on to mention all of Cardi's children. even the unborn one at the time. Nicki allegedly accused Cardi of passing diseases to her kids and claimed that Cardi was plotting with Roc Nation to destroy her career. Nicki has a habit of pointing the finger at Jay-Z and Roc Nation whenever something doesn't go her way, and this time was no different. It's like a signature move at this point. Is it really one of Nicki's rants if Jay-Z and Roc Nation aren't brought into the story at least once? Nicki's comments took a dark and shocking turn when she started going after Cardi's kids in a way that left everyone stunned. She went online firing off insults like, "Culture vulture, you ugly too. Culture, you're a dog roach and a monkey, just like your sister. Coke B, please don't sniff with baby 4 or 5. Word to Carlos. Bonnie, dangerous, bodega. Bonnie, what up? Your sister can get that chest caved in if you are pregnant with another monkey or roach right now." She didn't stop there. Nicki name dropped, saying, "Lucian, Elliot, Rico, Nation, I promise you. Tell that Dizzy 304 to stand down, I promise you. Barney B had the whole label fly out to call to beg me to do a joint tour and album with her. I don't want to have to drop that recorded call. That's why all the sabotage on my tour. Drop the receipts, dumb girl. You're costing them millions with $4 album and $5 coupons." It was a full-on attack, raw, personal, and clearly meant to humiliate Cardi in front of the entire industry. At that point, the beef officially left the music realm and went straight into dangerous personal territory. Since Nicki had dragged Cardi's children into it, Cardi decided to respond just as hard. She went after Nicki's son, claiming that Papa Bear is currently enrolled in special education because, according to her, he still can't talk at the age of 5. She also accused Nicki of allegedly running between different fertility clinics because she's trying to have more children. And trust, Cardi didn't stop there either. The moment Nicki took it to a personal and family level, Cardi matched the energy and raised the stakes even higher, making it clear she wasn't backing down from this feud. Cardi took things to an even more explosive level when she started bringing up Nicki's personal life in a way that shocked everyone watching. She claimed that Nicki's deep anger toward the world stems from unresolved childhood trauma, alleging that her father harmed her when she was young. According to Cardi, instead of facing those emotions, Nicki has been numbing herself with substances every single day for nearly a decade. This accusation shook the internet, not just because of its seriousness, but because Cardi delivered it with zero hesitation, like she'd been holding it in for years. She followed that up by saying, "I said it back in 2018, and nobody believed me that you've been talking about my child since I was pregnant. You've been jealous of my child. I had never mentioned or talked about your kid. It's one thing to be jealous of me, but to be jealous of my kids is insane. You're jealous of my kids because they beautiful and smart, and that's why God punished you with having a slow kid. You hate your child because you wish you could brag on him and his milestones, but the only thing you can brag on is hair, you dummy. Papa Bear." This was one of the harshest moments of the entire feud. Cardi wasn't just clapping back. She was digging deep and throwing out accusations that hit on some of Nicki's most sensitive personal areas, turning an already heated clash into something way more intense. Cardi unleashed a ruthless tirade that had the internet gasping, going straight for Nicki's motherhood and personal struggles with no hesitation. She said, "I'm sorry you can't speak in banging spoons because your mom couldn't put down. I'm sorry your mom not even paying attention to you on your own birthday because she's such an obsessed and dark-spirited hating woman. I'm so sorry. And why you keep bringing up Roc Nation? I'm not signed to them. You delusional, paranoid, co-sniffing BBF, that slow-tail son that came out you. You were wishing so much negativity on me while I was pregnant, and look at your karma. Look what your rotten pea produced. Now he a whole 5-year-old tippy-toeing around the house and can't spell his name." She didn't stop there. She doubled down and threw in some heavy allegations about Nicki's mental health and drug use, saying, "Quiet as kept. The truth is, you've been diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar for almost 9 years, and you also on heavy drugs, coke, perks, and Xanax." This part of the clash hit hard because Cardi wasn't just trading insults anymore. She was trying to expose what she claims are real issues in Nicki's personal life. The tone was brutal, the language was raw, and the accusations pushed the feud into a space way beyond music or numbers. It became deeply personal and vicious. Cardi kept applying pressure, calling Nicki out for being surrounded by people she refuses to listen to. She said, "You don't listen to nobody around you. The only person that have the power is Kenneth Petty, but you know what happens with that Amex when you sedate it." It was a slick but cutting line, implying that while Nicki is out of it, her husband is busy handling her money situation however he pleases. Then Cardi decided to end the feud with one final devastating move. She posted a public letter addressed directly to Nicki, and it wasn't just shady, it was calculated, cold, and personal. The letter read, "Dear Annika Tanya Mirage, you said out your own mouth that the little girl in you haven't forgave your mother yet, and that's because your mom used to stay silent when your dad used to touch on you every time he did that crack pipe. I know you experienced a lot of trauma. and a drug is not going to help you. You need to go to therapy now. I'm going to let you know this today. Your husband is not stopping you from your actions because he lets you do drugs all day to numb you so he can max out your credit card. You need to get help. Cardi closed it off with that letter, but the impact of her words lingered like a thunderclap. She made it clear she wasn't just throwing shade. She was trying to dismantle Nicki's entire image, piece by piece. And honestly, from the very start of this feud to this final blow, Cardi didn't let up for a second. But despite what many fans are saying, Nicki's rage isn't only fueled by jealousy toward Cardi, there's a deeper emotional storm behind her reactions. According to Nicki, this entire feud isn't just personal. It's part of a bigger calculated plan within the music industry to tear her down and replace her. She's been saying for years that there's a coordinated effort to end her career, and in her eyes, Jay-Z and Roc Nation are the masterminds behind it all. First, the industry allegedly tried to use Megan to push this agenda, but when that didn't play out the way they expected, Cardi supposedly became the new centerpiece of the plan. Cardi, of course, denied every bit of it, but whispers behind the scenes say some industry insiders actually believe Nicki's being blackballed to make space for Cardi's reign. And here's the wild part. Katt Williams is allegedly on Nicki's side with this one. Reports claim that he and Nicki have been talking privately, and while he doesn't always agree with the way she lashes out online, he completely understands her perspective because he's experienced being blackballed too. This also sheds new light on why Nicki once mentioned wanting Katt to join her on tour. Fans originally assumed it was a business move to boost ticket sales, but in reality, they had a closer bond than anyone realized. Katt allegedly related to her struggles and wanted to support her in his own way, and the internet, as usual, had plenty to say about this theory. One person said, "Of course, Nicki is telling the truth. Katt is behind standing with her, whether people believe it or not." This narrative of a behind-the-scenes takedown is fueling Nicki's fire even more. Some people are convinced that Nicki isn't just ranting, she's laying out real facts with pure conviction. One fan said, "She's telling the facts with truth." Another added, "If she's willing to fight, let her fight. She's willing to stand up for herself when she feels she's wrong. You're either going to allow people to run over you or you're going to fight, even if it costs you your life." That kind of support shows just how many people genuinely believe she's being targeted in the industry and respect the way she's choosing to stand her ground, no matter how wild it gets. It's honestly crazy to see how divided people are over this situation. Some think Nicki's exposing the truth, while others believe she's spiraling and creating enemies where there aren't any. But now, I want to hear what you think. Do you believe Nicki's claims that Jay-Z and his team are plotting against her, or do you think it's all in her head? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. This conversation is about to get real spicy. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment so you never miss another messy breakdown like this one.